Hello again, everyone. This is
Hi.
Richard Weil, and I am the principal and owner of National Restaurant Consultants, and we welcome you into the NRC Helpful Moment. There's so many of them, we can't even count right. I think it's 165th edition. There we go. So welcome in Mr. Brian Devine from Top Line Management and CafeFuel. How are you this beautiful spring day, Brian?
I am fantastic. How about yourself, Richard?
Very, very good. Very good. Thank you. So
Good.
We are moving through a couple of holidays here recently. We just finished the Easter weekend, and we had Passover on Friday into Saturday. Not that Ramadan is a huge celebration, but for those of you that will cater to folks that will be breaking their fast on a nightly basis for a month after sunset, what are you doing to help market that in terms of Ramadan? We just finished Easter, Passover, but the next big holiday coming up is Mother's Day. And Mother's Day, historically, along with Valentine's Day, is the busiest day of the year for a lot of restaurants, most restaurants, not every restaurant, but most restaurants. And so what are you doing now? It is the 8th of May. Mother's Day is the 8th of May. It's as early as it can be.
Yeah.
It's the second week. It's the second Sunday in May every year, and Mother's Day is just 10 plus 18 days around the corner, and you need to get that out now. You know, not every restaurant has brunch or breakfast or lunch or even their dinner menu appeals to families to take moms, grandmas, aunts, whatever, out for a meal. And you know, it's really important that you get ahead of this now. It should be included on your website, your social media. It could be your Facebook page. It could be LinkedIn, probably not LinkedIn so much, Instagram. What are you doing even in terms of, we've talked about videos and stuff. So today it's going to be about Brian to talk about what are you doing? Don't wait. Do it this afternoon. Do it tomorrow. Do it this weekend. But get that message out. We're going to talk about the list as we always do. But get that message out because it's, yeah, you might say, well, I'll be busy enough. Well, will you? Is there a meal period on Mother's Day that isn't as busy? Is it 7 a.m. to 9 a.m.? What is it that you can do to help fill those seats throughout the day and get ready for Mother's Day all weekend long? So, Brian, take it away.
Thank you, Richard. And thank you, everybody, for watching today. This is something that it's so easy to overlook, right? Because there are certain holidays, especially Mother's Day, where we have expectations, right? We kind of know that this is a big eating out day. And so you kind of are more likely to spend your time and effort getting ready for that busy time, right? As opposed to taking a step back and going, well, how do we ensure that we're that busy? Or how do we take full advantage so that we know that we are completely booked and just ready to go? And that means two things. Number one, it means that you have to let people know that you have something going on that day. And it can't just be, well, of course we do. No. You have to put it in front of people over and over and over again. So don't just put it on social media once and think that's good. Because if you know how social media works, very few people are going to see it, especially the first time. You have to put it out over and over again. And then, of course, number two is reach out to your list. And if you don't have a list, get your list started and get your list started right away. Having a list means that whenever you have an event or a special or anything going on in your restaurant, you can press a button and fill it, or press a button and sell out of whatever it is that you want to sell out of. That is the goal of a list. And just today we were talking with a new client who wanted to understand why we were talking about a list. And so when I show them what's possible and what we've been able to do, it is eye-opening, because if you have a list, you're not going to create a list of 4,000 people overnight. That's going to take some time. And one of the questions that I always ask is, talk to me about time and budget, because if you have a lot of time, well, then you can keep your budget down here. And if you don't have a lot of time, well, then your budget's up here. So if you want that huge list, it's really just about budget and time. So you just kind of have to play around with that. The goal, of course, is to make sure that whatever the holiday that is coming, that you are prepared for it, not just in the restaurant, but in the marketing side, that you're letting people know that you have something going on, that it's going to be special, that they're going to enjoy, that they're going to love. And then do that over and over again. So it can't just be one and done. And then something that I think Richard and I have kind of been realizing that we can do even better on is taking a look at your next month and seeing what holidays are coming and being prepared for it. As opposed to what happens is that we get into a rhythm and we know that we've got these things happening on these days of the week. We have these other things happening to our VIP list. And so we have all of this lined up and we have our teams doing everything that needs to be done. And then we forget, oh, wait, there's this big holiday that we want to make adjustments, right? We want to make changes. In order to do that, when you have things that are already in place, you need a little time, right? So that means that right now, you want to be thinking about Mother's Day, and you want to be putting those things in place now and thinking about what it's going to be. If it's some special, package where, mothers get this great package thing, or it really doesn't matter. The idea is that you are letting people know that you are thinking about taking care of them on Mother's Day, and then you're going to do a great job of that. Richard, do you have anything to add?
I want to remind, it's not just the obvious ones. So Mother's Day is coming up on May 8th. Right after Mother's Day is graduations, college graduations, high school graduations, continuations from kindergarten, preschool, middle school, elementary, primary school. Those all have continuations. And then there's the high school graduation. And then, of course, college graduations. So we've heard of grads and dads. Well, right after graduations in May, we have Memorial Day. Mm-hmm. A lot of people look at that Monday of Memorial Day and say, it's a loser for me. Don't let it be a loser. Manage it. Come up with something fun. It can be done now. And then after Memorial Day, we do have more graduations, and we have Father's Day. Father's Day is later this year. I think it's like the 17th or 18th of June. We have the first day of summer, I think, is close to, the first day of summer is coming up like the 21st or 22nd of June. That could be a celebration. And then, of course, we have 4th of July, and a lot of places look at 4th of July. I'm going to close. And I get it. If it's not worth it, close it. Sure. You know what? If you are a fine dining restaurant, you're probably not thought of as far as 4th of July. Then we're in the dog days of summer. That's true. We've got the dog days of summer in July, and then August, you get back to school. You got football coming back. You got baseball still going full. Those are events that really help you propel those empty days into exciting days, keeping your staff busy and keeping that restaurant full. So we know we are all about the NRC Helpful Moment, butts in seats. That's what it's about, or people coming through the door and spending money that they can spend with you. So let's don't let inflation be a reason that we're not busy. Let's don't let disposable income be a reason that people aren't spending money. Let's come up with ways that we can fill people coming in the door. And these are just some of these ideas. So now get on the planning. It doesn't have to be expensive. Brian's talking about a budget. If you've got time up to here, great. You can have a lower budget. But the budget doesn't have to be $3,000 a month.
No.
It'd be heavens no, it doesn't have to be that much. Of course, it depends on your business and how much sales you're already doing. But if you're not spending around 2% budgeting for your outreach and your actual cash outlay for for advertising outreach, you're probably underspending. Does it have to be 2%? No. Can it be 1%? If you're doing $20,000 a week, can it be $800 a month? Absolutely. Can it be less than that? Absolutely. More than that? Sure. But it doesn't have to be expensive. We have ways, and Brian has ideas on how to meet your particular budgets. You don't have to be a $4 million a year restaurant. You could be a restaurant doing $25,000, $30,000 a week instead, or less. So that's the message for today. Get planning. Think about it. Don't just let the holiday come and say, geez, I wish I had done this. Don't be sitting there backseat and thinking, I could have done it. Brian?
And Richard, I wanted to throw something in that caught my attention when you're talking about holidays that typically, if a restaurant thinks, that is not a good holiday for me, right? Because maybe it's a big barbecue holiday, or it's a holiday where people tend to not go out. Well, there's the day before and the day after that people are tired on the day after, or they don't want to think about feeding anybody the day before. Those are huge, huge opportunities, and you just got to get in front of it. So just think through that. So maybe maybe we'll even close. That's okay, but make sure that you're talking about the day before, the day after, and what you're going to do Kind
You
of,
know, and not every holiday is Thanksgiving, because we know the Wednesday before Thanksgiving can be huge. The Friday after Thanksgiving can really be huge. I get it. We're talking Thanksgiving. But to Brian's point, people have family coming in town, especially for the graduations.
yep.
You know, come up with bundling ideas for grads and dads. You know, Dad's Day is usually a day to barbecue at home. Come up with something real simple, but don't just let the holiday come and go and say, geez, we had a horrible weekend because it was X day. Be prepared, get in front of it. So that's the message for this, 165th edition of the NRC Helpful Moment. Next week, I will be in Washington, D.C. I'll have a special guest with us. And then the following week, I have another special guest planned on marketing side to go along with what Brian's doing. So that's it for the NRC Helpful Moment. Brian, anything else?
That's it. Thanks for everybody stopping by.
All right. So long, everyone. Bye for now.